Good morning and welcome to yet another edition of the United Way of Southwest Alabama's Safety Net series. We're really excited this week. We are featuring Ronald McDonald, House Charities of Mobile, and Diana Brewer will be joining us. Before we do that, though, as always, we want to make sure and give a special shout out to all of our sponsors for whom we are very appreciative and couldn't do a lot of the work that we do without them. So thank you and welcome, Diana.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Good. Okay, so a lot of people probably have heard of Ronald McDonald House, but maybe they don't know exactly what it is. So will you give us the basics of what we need to know?
Sure. So we are a home away from home for families who have a child receiving medical treatment at one of our area hospitals. Primarily, it's USA Children's and Women's Hospital, but we also have, families whose child is at Providence or Infirmary, but any of our area hospitals. And these are children between the age of newborns to 21, and their families stay here. We have 38 guest rooms, and so the families stay here so that they can be close to their child. We are just a walk to the hospital from our house, and we provide everything they need while they stay here so that their number one focus is on the health of their child.
So what does a typical day look like for a family that's staying with y'all?
Yeah, well, most families at least one parent will be over at the hospital, during the visiting hours. And especially if the child is in NICU or PICU, they may stay around the clock just about. But then they come back in the afternoon and, they can take a shower, they can eat, they can relax, they can take a nap, whatever. And then they may go back for the nighttime visiting hours. But we have everything they need. We have a stocked kitchen pantry so they can come in and make themselves a scrambled egg or, a grilled cheese at night or whatever. We keep the kitchen fully stocked. We, get lots of donations. They have refrigerators that are we have like one refrigerator assigned to 4 different rooms. And so they can keep their own private groceries in there if they want to, personal groceries. If they want to bring in, if they like certain things that they like to have and like to cook, they can do that. Each family has a dry pantry for, again, their own personal belongings that they want to put in a pantry. But we also have every afternoon, every evening, we have a hot meal for them prepared and ready, which is huge to these families. You can imagine they've been in and out of the hospital all day, and to come in and not have to think about what's for dinner, This is something that we all do every day. To not have to think about that and have that hot meal ready for them every day is a huge, huge blessing. And those are prepared by volunteers, by community organizations, civic groups, churches, former families, just different groups like that. And they come in every day and cook a meal.
Awesome. You know what? One of the things I've always really thought was wonderful is how the dining room is set up communally. You want to talk a little bit about why that's special and important to the families?
Exactly. That's a good question. It is so important because they get so much from each other. They draw from each other. They get that support from each other that they're all in a similar same position. And so they share a lot. They cry together, they laugh, they just get comfort in sharing those same hopes and fears that they all have in common. So that's really good. So we have that communal dining room and really encourage the families to take their meals there in the dining room. So you'll often see, any time of day, there'll be families sitting in there having lunch, or in the mornings eating breakfast, and then certainly that meal in the evening is when most of them are in there. And that's also adjoins a family living room, and same kind of concept where they just come and get out of their rooms and hang out and watch TV and things like that. And we have a playroom for because they're siblings.
Most that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, they have other children that they have to bring to the house with them. So we have a playroom and a nice big playground outside for the kids. So
I was there last week, and there was a furry friend roaming the halls.
Yes, that's our new director of smiles. That is Joe, and
Yeah.
Joe is here now several days a week. And the families, the children love that. It
Yeah.
just adds so much joy.
You could definitely see
Yeah.
that. So do you tell us about your comfort rooms actually at the hospital?
At the hospital, those are our family rooms. And so
Mhm.
we have two. We have one on the third floor and one on the fourth floor of women's and children's, or children's and women's.
I always get it
And
backwards too.
yeah, I know. They those are for the families who are in the hospital, who have children in the hospital that are not staying here with us.
Mm.
And they are able just to go to the family rooms and get out of the patient room for a little while, take a break, get a cup of coffee. We have snacks. We have laundry. They can do their laundry there. We have washers and dryers. We have microwave and coffee pot. And we have games for children. We have on the fourth floor, we have recliners so they can actually go in there and take a nap, a quiet place to take a nap. It's a little place of respite and rest for families. And then those families too we also have respite here at the house, where if a family they're not staying here, but they're over at the hospital and utilizing the family rooms over there, if they need to come over here and take a shower or, enjoy the hot meal in the evening, they're allowed to do that as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is new to me. That's why I love talking to our partner agencies, because I always leave with a little new tidbit. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your family meals. How in addition to people being able to participate in that way, what other volunteer opportunities do you guys provide?
We need volunteers all the time. So we couldn't run this house without our volunteers. So we have the family rooms that we were just talking about. She needs volunteers over there all the time just to help out. And we have a Happy Wheels cart, and it is a nice big wooden cart that was provided to us, and it's got toys, stuffed animals, it's got coffee, and the volunteers wheel that around the hospital and go to each of the rooms where in the pediatric and NICU area and just let them come out and get something off the Happy Wheels cart.
Nice.
So
another new thing.
Yeah, and that's a really good thing for volunteers to do in the family rooms. That's really helpful. But then here at the house, we have volunteers. Every day we have them manning the reception desk where the guests come in, our families come in. We have we get big donations on Mondays and Thursdays from Publix, and so volunteers come in and bag everything up separately so that families can just grab and go. We get boxes of cupcakes and donuts and stuff like that, and cookies. So they make them all separate portions, portion them all out. And that way families can just come and get what they want. And we get bread and things like that. And then they come in. We had some today that came in and just do things like clean out the community refrigerator, take out, expired food and stuff like that. But, and just put food out, make sure that the pantry or the kitchen is fully stocked. They pull things out of the pantry and they'll do some cleaning. They may help cleaning in the dining room. We have volunteers that work outside and help with keeping the exterior up, planting flowers and, raking leaves and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff that you would be doing at your house.
Exactly. Exactly. Everything that you would do at your house. We also have a golf cart now to take families back and forth to USA Children's and Women's. And so that runs right now. We just have it running a couple of days a week. So we are in need of golf cart drivers. So if anybody out there wants to come and volunteer and just drive the golf cart back and forth to take families back and forth, that would be wonderful.
So would the best way for people that are interested in any of the opportunities that you mentioned, should they reach out directly to you? Do you have them listed in Connect? I do have your website listed up, rmhcmobile.org.
Yep.
Or the phone 251-694-6873. That's the best way to
That's perfect. Yeah. And of course, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because we do post a lot of things every Wednesday. Like today, we'll post our Wish List Wednesday.
That's right.
Yeah. And so people can go on there and look and see what our needs are, because you can imagine if we've got 25, 30 families here, we go through a lot. We go
Yeah.
through a lot of food. We go through just all the things that you would need in your house, laundry pods. We do get a lot of laundry pods, and then we portion those out and families can do their laundry. To-go containers for food, because we do have to, ever since COVID, we've had to, box the food up. We used to just do it buffet style, but that's not allowed anymore.
Yeah.
So we go through a lot of those to-go containers, individual snacks, potato chips and cookies and stuff, the individual granola bars, that kind of thing. We go through a lot of
So
that.
I know you guys also have some events throughout the year.
We do.
Do you have anything coming up that people want to either soon or on the horizon that people want to keep their eye out for?
Yeah, the big one that we have coming up, it's in September, and that's Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and that one is for women 21 and older. This year it'll be at the cruise terminal. It is September 14th. Did I say 24? September 14th.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit of shopping, a little bit of pampering, specialty drinks and wine and beer and music, and just a great girls' night out, really, for a really good cause. So tickets will be available August 1st.
Okay.
Check our website again.
Okay, I'm putting that up there again, and of course you'll share that with us, so we can
Yes,
out on our network as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So is there anything that you would like to talk about that we haven't touched on that people watching may want to know or need to know?
Well, we do rely on donations, so I'll always have to put in a plug for that, because
Sure.
we don't get any government funding or anything like that, and we certainly do not want to add any sort of financial burden to our families. So we do not require our families to pay anything to stay, and we'll have families stay. We had a family leave today, which was kind of sad, because they had a couple of siblings that spend a lot of time up in our offices, hanging out with us. And I put the little girl to work, putting stamps on envelopes and things. But they just left today. They've been here 4 months.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's a long time. It's a long time. So we do rely on a very generous community to, help us out with that. We have a couple of different ways. I mean, we certainly have just regular donations, but we have an adopt-a-room program where it's businesses and foundations will adopt a guest room, and that just helps us replace appliances and things in the room that have to be replaced. That helps with that. So that's one room is $5,000, and they adopt it for the whole year. And there's a plaque outside the guest room door that says "This room provided by," and it'll have the name of the business. So we have that.
I've seen those.
Yeah, we have. Of course, we have our annual fund program at the end of the year. And I should mention, because this has been on top of mind today, is Roundup at McDonald's.
Okay.
That is a big part of that's really a big push for us this year. A lot of people don't realize that when they round up at any area McDonald's, in all the counties that you all serve and that we serve, that all those dollars come back directly to this house.
Wonderful. Okay.
It's not gone.
So, if you're going through the drive-through, do you need to just let them know?
Yes.
Just say, okay, when they give you your total, you go, I want to round that up.
I want to round up. Yes.
The window.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They're supposed to ask. So we've been really going out and visiting all the different McDonald's and taking treats to them and so forth to encourage the crew to remember. A lot of times they just forget, but just to make it, because that is it's a way that every single person can contribute to the families that stay at this house, is if they, and everybody goes to McDonald's, even though they may not say so.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a great way for everybody to be able to contribute to the house.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, I thank you so much for joining us today.
Sure.
I'm going to put another graphic up that lines out some more of our sponsors that we want to be sure and thank. It's always wonderful talking to you and our friends at Ronald McDonald House. And I hope everyone that joined us today has a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks so much.
Bye.